everyone. We are at our Aptos Hacker House, East Tokyo time, and we have with us Shan here from Livepeer. She's going to talk to us a little bit about what is Livepeer, how does it compare to other Web2-based solutions, and why, most importantly, should you bet on Livepeer. Okay, hello Shan, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super impressed with what you guys have organized. And
Thank you.
really glad to support. Livepeer is a chain-agnostic Web3 video infrastructure protocol, and we're super thrilled to be supporting Aptos and all the amazing applications on the chain. So Livepeer decentralizes basically the compute necessary to do video transcoding. And why is video transcoding important? Well, video is about 80% of all bandwidth on the internet. So it's really intense to try and stream video on the internet. If you record a video on your phone and you want to broadcast that file format is likely not going to be able to be received on any device anywhere in the world at any bandwidth. So that file has to be processed and compressed through a process called transcoding so that it can be received on any device at any bandwidth anywhere in the world. And so today there are only a handful of centralized video infrastructure providers who can do that video transcoding at a global scale. And that's Google, it's Amazon, it's the big Web2 companies, because it's really expensive to get the compute capacity necessary to transcode. And so what Livepeer does is it leverages all of the excess GPU, CPU, and bandwidth capacity that often crypto miners have on their computing rigs. So Livepeer leverages crypto economic incentives through the Livepeer token as a reward mechanism for our node operators to actually do the work of video transcoding through this distributed network. And so because we're able to leverage that decentralized compute, Livepeer's video infrastructure is about 10 times cheaper than centralized services. So that's a big reason why you would want to use Livepeer if you're trying to build a video application that you hope is going to reach global scale. Very quickly, your infrastructure costs are going to add up if you're using a centralized Web2 service. But with Livepeer, as I said, it's about 10 times cheaper. So yeah, that's one of the big reasons. But there are lots of other reasons why we think that people should be building with Livepeer as part of the Web3 technology stack. And so there are a lot of features that are part of Livepeer that leverage other Web3 primitives that we think make it really beneficial for creators and end users of video and media applications.
So one of my primary questions would be, why decentralized video transcoding? Like you spoke a little bit about Amazon and Google doing that as centralized infrastructures. Why decentralize it? What's like one of the main Web3 primitives that would influence you to make this decision?
Yeah, so cost is the main one, but also Livepeer is open source. So if you're a developer in a Web2 context, you really get locked in to both the platform in terms of the technology and the applications. So YouTube is owned by Google because YouTube is able to get its infrastructure from Google, and YouTube actually had to sell to Google in 2008 because it couldn't cover its infrastructure costs. Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Twitch continues to run at a loss for Amazon because it can't generate enough revenue to cover its costs. And kind of how that works for creators on those platforms, YouTube and Twitch, like I mentioned, because Google and Amazon are trying to cover their infrastructure costs, they take a huge creator take rate from creator revenue earned on those platforms. So for every $1 earned by a creator on YouTube, Google takes 80 cents on that dollar. So the result is a really unfair digital creator economy. And again, because the costs of using Livepeer are low, platform developers or application developers don't have to charge creators so much. Creators can keep a greater share of that. And then when you combine that low cost infrastructure with other Web3 primitives that allow users to own and monetize and port their data across platforms, we think that really strengthens the value proposition for video in Web3. So for example, social applications, decentralized social protocols that have really great features for creator monetization, whether that's collect features or mirror or like lots of new, Web3 social features that allow people to monetize their content. Decentralized storage, that's like another really important Web3 primitive that Livepeer integrates with. We have video playback from decentralized storage providers of the developer's choice, whether that's Arweave, ipfs, filecoin, or storage, or any other, that really ensures that creators' content is owned by them and it's not stored on a hosted platform. And that, if you're minting NFTs and it's on a centralized service, if that service goes down, they take your content with you. And so there's a really good example in the Tezos ecosystem a couple of years ago when the NFT platform Higetnung, which is still the largest NFT platform by volume. The founder just like pieced out and he left the platform, and all of the creators were really worried they were going to lose their content. But all of the NFTs were actually stored on ipfs, so a new set of developers were actually able to come in and spin up a new front end so that all of the creators could still access their NFTs. And with Livepeer, when you put the video transcoding infrastructure, side by side with decentralized storage, you really get that optimal playback quality that I talked about, because you can do transcoding of the video files on decentralized storage. So in and of themselves, ipfs and Arweave are not transcoding or like content delivery platforms the way Livepeer is.
Wow, I'm absolutely sold on the creator economy part of things. As you mentioned about how it's kind of like a snowball effect where the platform developers are impacted, and then the creators are impacted. The costs are kind of just like, passed on to the next person. And through Livepeer, we can just decentralize this entire infrastructure, bring the costs down, and can enable so many more people to create like amazing video applications all over. And as you said, like 80% of the bandwidth is coming from videos. I think this is the next big thing. But more importantly, now that I'm kind of sold on the vision, why should how can I basically get supported through the Livepeer ecosystem to build on Livepeer?
Totally, yeah. So we abstract away all of the complexity of the decentralized network. So as a developer, if you want to build a video application with Livepeer, you actually don't have to touch the Livepeer token or the decentralized network. We have an API that acts as a hosted gateway to the network that makes it really easy to build video live streaming or video on demand features into an application. We also have an SDK that provides an even lower code solution if you really just want to embed in a couple of lines of code a video player into your front end application. And the API has all of the integrations baked in that I mentioned, whether that's decentralized storage, or we now have access control for token gated live streaming or token gated video on demand. And you can use that with other access control primitives like Collaboland or Lit Protocol or Unlock, or create your own on top of that. So the API is meant to provide developers with as much choice as possible, but also like a curated menu of ways that you can kind of plug and play different parts of the Web3 stack.
I think that's amazing because a lot of developers want to enter Web3, and I have personally checked out Livepeer documentation. It is really, as you said, very simple, just a few commands here and there, and you're like good to go. And other than that, I really found a lot of tutorials as well on like make your own NFT, be an NFT, do this, do that, over on the developer documentation that people can just like go through once, and then they will get a very good understanding of like how to build even more complex applications on top of it. More importantly, now that we have spoken a little bit about what is Livepeer, how Livepeer ecosystem is supporting, what about this particular hack? What are we looking to get out of it? What are the bounties that Livepeer is offering to hackers?
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for the plug for the developer quick start guide. Definitely go to Livepeer docs, and it's really easily laid out all the features you can use. And so for this hackathon, we have a $3,000 bounty. And we are awarding 2 prizes. The first place prize is for best use of the new token gated feature. We'd love to see a token gated video on demand application, but we'd also love to see a token gated live streaming solution. And we're really excited about what token gating can do to help creators and creator communities like DAOs monetize their content and actually controlling who gets to see what based on what's in their wallet or any other kind of on-chain credentials. So that's a $2,000 first prize for that application. And the second prize for $1,000, we would love to see a video-based NFT application.
Right.
And that doesn't have to be like an NFT marketplace, because there are a lot of those. Like a really cool application that I would love to see is a short form video NFT application that can serve podcasts and other long form content creators who actually want to create short teaser videos of longer form content that they would like to create, and so that they can bootstrap the cost of production. So it's like, if I'm a podcaster, it's like teasing a 30 or 60-second clip of a full podcast season that I would like to produce, and you can mint those short clips and use that as earned revenue and also reward your fans who purchase it.
That sounds amazing. I think even our talk can maybe create a reel or short form content out of it, and they can use it to create a similar platform as you mentioned. And I think in terms of Web3 socials as well, it's like on the rise. A lot of protocols are coming up with very innovative solutions using videos, as you said, as being one of the most important content pieces. And token gating and allowing them to tip creators, allowing them to monetize on different levels, allowing them to collect things as NFTs, integrating with Lens protocol, integrating with other elements. All of these are opening seamless possibilities for the builders to just get into it and start building. And again, Livepeer being a very integral part of it. So one last question for you would not be related to Livepeer, just about how you're feeling in Tokyo, and what's one thing that you have to drive in Tokyo.
I am feeling more energetic than I was when I arrived yesterday, because I was super jet lagged. I flew from Toronto, Canada. I know it's a 14-hour flight, but I'm just getting out to events today, and I'm so excited by all of the energy. There's so many builders from all over the world who've come to Tokyo, and so I don't have a ton of free time, but I'm just trying to see as many side events for the community as possible. In terms of what I'd love to see in Tokyo, I mean, just some sushi. Really, I need some good sushi.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shannon. It was a pleasure talking to you. And I hope that you folks check this out. I think Shannon has already given you the framework for what she wants as a bounty, so I would love to see you folks build it. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.
Good luck. That was super fun.